I am making some elves today. Little elves that will climb a ladder. So for my elf heads, I am going to use these. One time I had these wooden doll heads, and when I was thrifting, they were in a bag. And there's 3 of them. They're actually in heart shape, and their faces are peeling, so I took off the flaky parts and I'll fix them up a little. I got peaches and cream, little doll heads on a spike, on a skewer. Okay, I'll let those dry, and of course I'll probably do another coat on them. Let's make an elf body. This is how tall I want. The head will be here. This will be a full body, so this is one leg down to the foot. And I just folded that over and wrapped it back up. Which I'm going to do the same thing for this leg. So I like to have the feet and hands part doubled. So I'm just going to fold it over about that much. I'm just going to twist that around itself and then bend the fold part out. That will be my second foot area. And these will have felt clothes on over the pipe cleaner skeleton. But with the pipe cleaner skeleton, they'll be completely posable for my ladder that I'm going to have them on. So that's about how long the legs, maybe a little longer there. And then I'll twist them together for the body part. That's probably good. And then again, I like measure the arm. I like to have it come down just to the sort of the top of the thigh area, which is, this is just enough because I'll fold that back up for doubling up for the hand. So now we're going to, sometimes you have enough that you can bend that down and make an arm, but not this time. I'm just going to bend that down though. And now get this red one, and I'm going to go under that arm and then around. Just wrap that sort of like at the shoulder area there. And then again around out as long as the hand or thigh. Here, fold that up. And I try to make sure they're both about the same. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is a little Christmas craft. Okay, I'll just wrap that back up. A little bend there for the hand. I'm just going to go in the back there and wrap it once around the body. Snip it off. Well, Okay, and there we have our start of our elf. 2 and 3 pipe cleaner bodies. So I wanted to add some little ears to my elves, so I'm just gonna make them out of cardboard. Not too big, but anyways. I should have done this first before I painted the head, but anyway. Okay, we got our little cardboard ears there. So I'm just going to give them a little bit of peach paint. And they'll have hair and hats. You really won't see too much of their heads, just the tips of their ears and their face. There we go. Once that dries, that'll work perfectly. While our elf ears are drying, we will make some clothing for them. Get some hats and mitts and boots. While I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up, I'll show you my lovely ladder here that I'm going to put the elves on. My husband made this and then he painted it white and then he taped it off and did the red. And it turned out perfect. Nice and bright. I'm going to start at the foot. That side on. So just put a little glue on the foot to center it there. And again on the top one. Just going to put glue on the edge. gluing these up a little different every one. But that's okay, just trying to get the felt on there without making too much glue mess. Next time I will sew these, or next time, I don't know if I'll make more elves, but next time I'm working with felt, I will try to remember that sewing would work better. Now we're going to work on putting on some more decoration. I'm going to add some rickrack. And a little around the waist. And some around the wrist as well. So the first thing I want to do is add some hair. I got some gray hair here. A little bit of an older elf. Do we have older elves? We must have older elves, don't we? Good thing they're nice, solid, hard heads as many times as I've dropped them. So I'm just trimming up a little fuzziness, making sure there's no hair on the ears. And there's our one little elf lady. We'll put a hat on her or some such thing. I'm gonna start here up along the ear. Across the forehead. Try to keep it scrunched up some, but go. This last elf guy, I'm gonna give him some white hair and beard. I've got some little pieces of faux fur that when I've made gnomes and stuff, I keep the little extra pieces, and see, they come in handy for things like this. just gonna glue her hair down there to the back. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little glue in that hole. The head's back on. Don't want them losing their heads over Christmas. Hats and other accessories. Bell on this hatch. Whoops. Couple little pom-poms as finishing touches. And give this lady a kerchief. Let's put our elves on our ladder. So it's going to lean against my tree, and I figure I'll have one standing here, one here, and one right at the top. Hand on here. And the sky is going to be here. Just attached one foot there and part of the tunic dress to the ladder. So then I have all three. Share some photos on my community post when I actually get my tree decorated. Thank you for creating with me. If you like these elves on their candy cane ladder, you might like my Santa sleigh with the toy sack. It's another bright Christmassy craft.